Hello, my name is Keith, and this is a series of videos about healthy living. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe on my YouTube channels. They are agency reviews, Build Your Success, Get Healthy Now, In the World, and KGH Photos and Videos. This video was created during the Mayor's Fitness Challenge, where communities competed against each other to be deemed the most fit city. Each year, the city that was able to log in the most minutes, average number of minutes, would receive a trophy, a mobile trophy that would go from one community to another. Each week, we also included a video to provide health education during the challenge. This one is titled Use Addition to Subtract Pounds, and Maggie Dickinson is the presenter.
Let's click once in the middle. Okay, so we are talking all about addition, what you can focus on and do that's positive. I have learned in my own life that I do not like focusing on negative. I don't like being deprived. So we are going to talk about seeking health and zest. I looked zest up this morning. Great enthusiasm and energy. Like for me, that's what I want in my life. I want enthusiasm. I want energy. I want to be happy. And I mean, I think good health lends itself to all of those things. I am not a fan of diets. At one point in my life, a long time ago, I had done many diets. I was on a very healthy diet, and I had lost about half the amount of weight that I wanted to lose, and I just couldn't lose anymore. It just wasn't happening. And I finally said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm driving myself crazy with getting on the scale every week and, the numbers not moving. I am just going to focus on being healthy and being happy. And, hopefully all the rest will go in line. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is in your food. So what I would love to do is to get you to think more about what your food does for you instead of how many calories it has, or whether it's a good food or a bad food. I would love for you to just think about what it does for you. So what I did here was I made a copy of a nutrition label for a package of fresh spinach. So if you take a look at this with me, what does this tell you about fresh spinach? And this has long baffled me about nutrition labels. But it really doesn't, if we look at it, there's a whole lot of zeros. Of course, spinach doesn't have a lot of calories. It doesn't have a lot of fat. We can see it's high in potassium. It has a decent amount of sodium naturally. It's very high in calcium, which is helpful to know. Has a little bit of iron. But like for me, in my non-scientific brain, this doesn't really tell me a whole lot about what spinach does for me. This is the story that I want to know about fresh spinach. This is what spinach does for me. Restores energy, increases vitality, it improves the quality of the blood, it lowers your risk for cancer, it improves skin, bone, hair health. And so the reason that I take just one vegetable and just show you that this is what one vegetable does for you, I want you to think about, okay, so what if you ate this one vegetable every day? How would that help to improve your health? Right after that, what if you started to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet? Every fruit and vegetable helps to give you another or a different health benefit. Helps to improve your heart health, prevent cancer, promote healthy blood pressure, increases healthy fiber, good digestion. And here's just a sample of the colors of fruits and vegetables and what they do for you. And I'm not going to read every single one of them, but I just want you to get a snapshot of the fact that every fruit and vegetable sort of has a benefit to it. And in each one of these four categories, and of course there's more, this is just four, prevents cancer is in every category. Healthy heart is in a couple of categories. Supporting your immune system. So in other words, keeping you from getting sick, keeping you healthy. So I want you just to think about that. You know, if you have one vegetable every day, how that helps to improve your health. So what if you have two? What if you have spinach and an orange every day? What if you work to increase that number every day? Just think about what that's doing for your body, for your health, for your well-being. The other thing is that I have found really helpful is if I say, okay, I am going to have 5 really good, healthy size servings of fruits and vegetables today. Then that's going to be less room in my stomach every day for Egg McMuffins, for processed food, bread, you know, maybe Oreos, processed meats. And so I am, you know, I don't say, oh, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. But I've tried to like abide by maybe like an 80-20 rule that if I try to get 80% of really good, healthy things in me, then I don't worry about the other 20%. So the other thing is what else we can add to improve our health is we can add exercise. Exercise will control weight, combat disease like stroke, high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, anxiety, cancer, arthritis. It improves mood, it boosts energy, promotes better sleep, and it can be fun too. And so I just want to tell you just a real quick version of my story as it relates to exercise. And that is, I struggled with depression when I was younger. I struggled with depression after each one of my pregnancies. I had postpartum depression. And so I remember sitting on the doctor's table in my little paper gown, saying, you know, I'm struggling with depression. And the doctor said, well, you know, you might just need to go on an antidepressant. And I said, I am absolutely fine with that. If I need to go on an antidepressant, I have no problem with it. I know that it has to do with a chemical imbalance, but I feel like I should do everything that I can do myself first before I take that step. So she said, well, like, what do you mean? What do you think you could do? So I said, well, I mean, I'm not exercising. I'm really not eating right. And I think I'd like to try that first. And she said, of course, you know, more power to you. You should absolutely try that. But, you know, come back and see me if that doesn't work. So I started getting up every day at 5:30 and going for a walk. That was probably like 20 years ago. It's very rare that I don't get up in the morning and do some form of exercise because it's like immediate payoff for me. I have a good day if I get up and I go for a run or I go for a walk or I do something. If I don't do that, then I'm just more sluggish. I'm less happy. I'm less energetic. So for me, it's been a huge payoff. And I stopped the mentality of saying, okay, Monday morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to eat this and I'm going to eat that. And I'm not going to have any snack food. I'm not going to have any sugar. Because I feel like for me, it was just always like a setup for failure because it just never seemed to work. So by saying I'm just going to get up, you know, tomorrow morning, whatever tomorrow is, boots hit the ground, you know, I get out of bed, I put on my sneakers, I go for a walk. So anyway, I mean, that has really helped. And I promise you all of these bullet points here, I mean, have absolutely been true for me. The other thing to add is water, water, water. There's Keith in the background there. I think he's doing a little sample demonstration for us. Um, it's so good for you. Our bodies are comprised largely of water. It really helps to rejuvenate, to flush our bodies, to help with our digestion. The more water you drink, the less you're drinking soda, juice, other stuff that might not be as good for you. So do increase your water. Do drink it throughout the day on a regular basis, as much as you can, as much as you want. Add stuff to it if it helps make it more flavorful for you. Herbs or fruits or whatever. Just do it. So another thing I think is hugely important that we can add to our lives is getting connected. Get an accountability partner if you can. Whether it's somebody who lives in your house and is getting up to work out with you or walk with you or swim with you or run with you. If you can arrange it so that there's somebody waiting for you to meet you, it's going to help you to show up and accomplish your goal. Take advantage of what's going on in your community. Probably all of you on this call right now are part of the Health First Mayors Fitness Challenge. I mean, that's a huge step to get involved in the community. We're normally, more involved in the community than we are this year. We're normally out there walking in groups together. We're a little bit more separated this year, but we're still together and we're still doing this, and that's a huge accomplishment. Running Zone has weekly fun runs and walks. Of course, we have, races and events that we time and they cost money. But aside from that, we have free weekly fun runs and walks. They are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that's all on our website if you want to get information about that. But each one of those happens sort of in a different place in the county. They are mostly centered, they're probably all Melbourne now that I think about it, but North Melbourne and South Melbourne, which encompasses quite a distance. But there's free food, there's beer, there's people who are gathering together to run together, there's raffle prizes. We give away a free pair of shoes every month. So that's just like a little added incentive to get you out there. Parks and Rec, has stuff going on that you can check out and see what's going on in your community. The beach is there. We have great trails. We have the linear. If you haven't gone to the linear trail at the zoo, definitely check it out. It's free. It's very pretty. You can walk, bike, run. Let's see what else. There is Merritt Island National Refuge, which is a great place to go. Sampson's Island. If you never heard of Sampson's Island, it's right off the coast of Satellite Beach. And there is a free boat that goes over every Sunday afternoon from Satellite Beach Fire Department. Of course, we have public pools and spray parks and stuff like that to get out in the warmer weather.
I usually go to the Vieira wetlands too. That's a great place.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Good point. And there's still, there's all the environmentally endangered lands, all of those parks. There's Enchanted Sanctuary, I think, Titusville. There's a great one in Mel Beach, Barrier Island Nature Sanctuary, I think it's called. I love that one. It's great for kids. I'm going to do another presentation in a few weeks about picky eaters. And I'll be focusing a little bit more on kids' activities there. So I'll remember to remind you of that then. So the reason that I bring all of these things up is to say you don't have to go out and do exercise that is dreary, boring. It's a chore to get out there. You can do stuff that's fun, that's free, and that you enjoy. And so, get somebody to do it with you, get out there and do something that you enjoy. Whether it's tennis, swimming, biking, walking, trails, You know, whatever it is, just find something that you enjoy and go do it. So what I'm going to do now is open the floor for questions and discussions. I'm going to see if you have any specific questions or ideas of what's helped you. And then I'm going to finish with a few practical pointers that I would like to use just to give you food for thought going forward, things that I hope will help you kind of on a daily basis during the challenge and afterwards, of course. So does anybody have any questions, first of all? And Angelica, let us know if any questions have popped up during.
There was only one question so far in the chat, and Keith already answered it about where he was suggesting that people walk, which was the Vieira wetlands. So we don't have any formal questions in the chat at this time. However, if you guys do feel don't want to unmute yourself and talk, you can happy to put it in the chat, and I'm happy to relay it for you as well.
Yeah, another thing that I do for exercise, the reason why I mentioned Vieira Wetlands, it's a good place for that, is people who know me know that I like to take pictures. So I'll take a lot of wildlife, go to areas where there's a lot of wildlife. And that's why I specifically like that one, and also the Merritt Island Refuge, because I get to see a lot of alligators, birds, all that kind of stuff. So that's another thing, if you like taking pictures, you can add it to your exercise routine.
And that's a great point, is to incorporate the things that we like to do so that it's fun to do and we keep coming back to it. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share about what has worked for them, in kind of like their healthy journey or during the Mayor's Fitness Challenge so far?
There was another question. How much weight loss is reasonable to lose in a week?
I mean, generally, depending on your size, people will say about a pound. It could be more if if you're a very large person. Obviously, somebody who's, 6'5" and weighs 250 pounds is going to lose more per week than somebody who's 5 feet and weighs 120. But I also would say, of course, you don't want to do anything drastic. You want to eat a good, healthy diet. You want to be, consuming proteins and carbs and fats. You want to have a good, healthy diet. But I personally, my suggestion would be to keep your focus there on having a good, healthy diet and getting exercise and drinking water rather than on that number.
Yeah. I'll tell you that quite a few years back, just stopping drinking the sugar soda drinks and replacing that with water actually was initially the biggest weight loss that I encountered.
So we have another question in the chat. It says, what is all the hype about keto diet and does it work?
Well, the keto diet is a very specific diet. I think all diets work to some degree and don't to another degree. It depends, on your specific body makeup. It depends on how rigorously you're applying it. From what I know of the keto diet, it's very specific and you have to follow very specific guidelines. I actually looked at the ketogenic diet a long time ago, and for me, it had too many pieces in it that I didn't want to incorporate. As I recall, it's very high in fat. And I just wanted to keep, more lean in my diet. So, this is just me. My thing is I don't follow diets. I eat a good, healthy, well-balanced diet. I try to eat all the colors of the rainbow. I try to eat broccoli, spinach, and kale every day. I try to include berries, apples, good, healthy protein. And then, like I say, beyond that, I don't worry about that extra 20% where I maybe have a buffer. Did that answer that question, I hope? Okay, any other questions or comments, Angelica?
So we have a suggestion that came in that says, I like to get out and walk during Zoom meetings and webinars. If you don't have to lead the discussion, I can listen on the phone. I find I pay more attention since I'm not trying to multitask.
It's a fabulous idea.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. This is excellent presentations. Thank you very much from the mayor's office for putting this on. I want to say that I like to exercise, and one of my goals was to have friends exercise with me. So with Zoom now, I have set up a little Wednesday meeting, and from 11 to 11:30, and some couple of friends join me, not every Wednesday. So that has been good, and they are happy that they can get their exercise steps in. So it's working very well. And I did want to ask you if you if you did have to go to the antidepressants at all, medication.
Oh, I didn't. No, I never had to go on antidepressants. I am telling you that, you know, getting out of bed and putting on my sneakers was like a game changer for me. Totally.
Excellent. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yes.
Yeah, I was very grateful, but I mean, I don't discount the benefits of, you know, medical intervention when it's needed.
I agree. Yes.
I love that idea of, you know, somebody setting up the Zoom to connect during the week, somebody's walking during a webinar. It reminded me that you know, every year we have two people who have they've lost the most weight during the Great Weight Off. I think every year, Keith, tell me if I'm wrong, those people have been people who have made just simple life changes. Cut out soda, sugary coffee, alcohol.
And it's not the most weight, just not wanting to correct you, but it's the highest
No, that's fine.
percentage of weight loss. So,
Greatest percentage, yep.
Yeah. but
And
I'm most impressed by the one from Patrick Air Force Base. That was pretty amazing in terms of what the amount of the weight loss that he lost. So that was a few years back.
I know last year's also gave up alcohol, and everybody kind of like was aghast that he gave up alcohol during the Mayor's Fitness Challenge, but it just cut out those extra calories and sugar that, you know, he was able to take off a little bit of extra weight.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to go on to practical tips and ideas going forward that I hope will just help you on a daily basis. Bring lunch to work. Sorry, my presentation is skipping there. Bring lunch to work, pack healthy food to bring with you. When you're making dinner or waiting for pizza to arrive, snack on carrots, celery, apples, tomatoes, veggies, water. In other words, you know, let's just say you and the family are all gathered together waiting for the pizza to come and you're hungry. Just have some good healthy foods while you're waiting for the family or for yourself. You come home from work, you're super hungry, you know, you're getting ready to tear into a lasagna or whatever. While it's cooking, just have some good healthy foods. That kind of helps fill your stomach with good healthy stuff first, and then you'll have a little bit less of the cheese and the pasta and the other stuff. Have a plan. Maybe it's a loose plan. We're not all good planners, but have a plan. In other words, maybe on Sunday or whatever day you're able to, maybe cook a little bit of food up for the week. Maybe make sure that you have you know, some good healthy foods in your refrigerator. Have a couple of meal ideas in mind so that you don't leave work at 5 or 6 o'clock and say, what am I going to have for dinner? I'm so hungry, and just grab the quickest, easiest thing on the way home. So just make a plan for your health. We're talking about addition, not subtraction, but grant me the opportunity just to say, if you're smoking or drinking sugary drinks, just let that be the first to go. I have quit smoking. You quit smoking and you start hacking like crazy because your body is immediately clearing out all the junk. So that would be like the best possible thing you could do for your health from the get-go. And then lastly, just think small, sustainable change. Don't overwhelm yourself with, when I get up tomorrow morning, I'm going to change my whole life. Angelica was talking last week about habits. Just making small changes and just reinforcing it every day with just one little thing at a time can make a huge difference. So, maybe when you get up tomorrow morning or when you get home tonight, just add a walk, add a carrot, add a glass of water, maybe cut down on some wine. Just little changes can make such a huge difference in our lives. So here is my contact information. If anybody wants to reach out to me, if you have any questions about the presentation or anything else you want to run by me, I would be happy to get back to you. And it's been my great pleasure to spend this time with you. I hope it's been fruitful. And that was a pun there, fruitful. And I wish you lots of luck with the Mayor's Fitness Challenge going forward.